Insurance Test Cheat Sheet 1. Adjustable rates for life policy loans in Florida are based on Moody's Corporate Index. The incontestable period begins when the insurer dates the policy. Prescription drugs are an allowable expense when paid for by a medical flexible spending account. In order to qualify for long-term care health benefits, an individual must be unable to perform 2 activities of daily living. Within how many days must a licensee notify the Department of Financial Services of a change in address? 30 days. Extended term insurance is often the default non-forfeiture option in the event of non-payment of premiums. Insurers may request a hearing within 20 days if their policy is rejected. A variable life insurance agent must be licensed and appointed as a life and variable contract agent as well as an broker-dealer. The provision in a group health policy that allows the insurer to postpone coverage for a covered illness 30 after the policy's effective date is referred to as the waiting period. Under a health reimbursement arrangement, reimbursements may be tax-free. A basic hospital policy pays hospital room and board. Why is an applicant's signature required on a life insurance application? To attest that the statements on the application are accurate, to the best of the applicant's knowledge. Which department oversees market conduct examinations in Florida? The Office of Insurance Regulation. Which best describes a hospital indemnity policy? Coverage that pays a stated amount or day of a covered hospitalization. The mode of premium provision permits an insured to pay premiums more than once every year. A term coverage that allows the continuation of coverage after expiration of the initial policy period is a renewable term coverage. An agent making a mistake while filling out an insurance application must correct the information and have the prospect initial the change. Under a graded premium whole life policy, the premium increases each year during the early years of the contract and remains the same after that time. According to Florida law, when must an agent deliver the outline of coverage to a Medicare supplement applicant? At the time of application. Equity index insurance yields greater gains than bonds but will still protect the principal with a minimum of risk. This percent of personal life insurance premiums are usually deductible for federal income tax purposes. 0%. Basic medical insurance has lower limits than major medical insurance. Which of the following actions is required by an insured who leaves the primary area of medical coverage and seeks medical care? Obtain prior approval from the insurer for the medical service. Coverage for a non-medical insurance to take effect the same day, the producer must collect a signed application and the initial premium. Life and health insurance policies are unilateral contracts. What is the excise tax rate the IRS imposes on individuals aged 70 and a half or older who do not take the required minimum distributions from their qualified retirement plan? 50%. What is the elimination period of an individual disability policy? The amount of time a disabled person must wait before benefits are paid. Comprehensive major medical policies usually combine major medical with basic hospital/surgical coverage. Under a master group health policy, who is eligible for coverage? All employees, regardless of their individual health history. A underscore 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 is authorized to assign a life insurance policy for as collateral for a loan. Policy owner. How long does an individual have to roll over funds from an IRA or qualified plan? 60 days. In a payment of claims provision, the insured and insurance company share the cost of covered losses. Insurers are required to report receipt of cash payments in excess of $10,000 under the USA Patriot Act. What non-forfeiture option continues a buildup of cash value? Reduced paid up. An agent's commission is not listed under the for principal areas of Florida insurance law. An individual who purchases a life annuity is given protection against the risk of living longer than expected. What type of contract liquidates an estate through recurrent payments? Annuity, a contract that provides liquidation for all or part of an estate. The reason for a business having a business overhead expense disability plan is to cover fixed business expenses. This covers fixed business costs in the event the owner becomes disabled. Qualified profit sharing plan allows employees to participate in the profits of the company, designed to distribute a portion of company earnings to its employees. The amount of coverage on a group credit life policy is limited to the insured's total loan value. What is not a typical characteristic to describe the nature of an insurance contract? Bilateral. Post-tax dollar contributions are found in Roth IRA investments. The waiting period for a pre-existing condition under a Medicare supplement policy may not go beyond 6 months. If a question says, triple indemnity, how much is added tot he value? 3. An example would be if a question said the triple indemnity of $100,000, the answer would be $300,000. Whole life insurance is sometimes referred to as straight life. What does the word straight indicate when using this phrase? The duration of premium payments. Florida's 14-day free look period for life insurance policies begins at the date of delivery. A pension deficiency if the key employee dies is not a reason for a business to buy key person life insurance. The policy owner controls where the investment will go and selects the amount of the premium payment in a variable universal life policy. Under a basic hospital/surgical expense policy, the amount of the patient's claim payment will be based on the terms of the policy. A Medicare supplement policy would provide the subscriber the best coverage for excess charges and hospital stays. Employees that share the cost of insurance are a part of a contributory group life plan. A disability buy-sell contract permits the remaining partners to buy out the interest of a disabled business partner. A life insurance policy's grace period entitles the insured a period of no less than 30 days to make premium payment. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, provides privacy protection for health information. Past due premiums are not waived during a policy's grace period. Churning can be defined as using the contract values of an existing policy to purchase a new policy with an existing insurer. A true statement regarding a variable whole life policy is a minimum guaranteed death benefit is provided. What best describes a hospital indemnity policy? Coverage that is a stated amount per day of a covered hospitalization. The USA Patriot Act was enacted in 2001. According to Florida law, a group life insurance policy requires a minimum of how many insureds? No minimum. An employee with $25,000 group term life coverage was recently fired. This employee's group coverage may be converted to a $25,000 individual whole life policy. Which settlement option pays a stated amount to an annuitant, but no residual value to a beneficiary? Life income. Quarterly premium payments increase the annual cost of insurance because interest to the insurer is decreased while the administrative costs are increased. The amount of days from the reinstatement application date the insurance company has to notify someone of the denial before the policy will be automatically be placed back in force is 45 days. Eligibility for coverage under the Florida Healthy Kids Corporation requires a family to be within what % of the federal poverty level? 200%. An irrevocable beneficiary may not be changed without the written consent of the beneficiary. A trustee-to-trustee transfer of rollover funds in a qualified plan allows a participant to avoid a mandatory income tax withholding on the transfer amount. What is designed to provide flexible premiums and an adjustable death benefit? Universal life. What requires a policy owner to provide proof of insurability in an adjustable life policy? Increase face amount. Agent selling Medicare supplement policies must provide every applicant with a sustainability form. If someone travels overseas and is unable to work for 3 months, what kind of policy would cover the loss of income? Disability income. Additional coverage can be added to a whole life policy by adding an decreasing term rider. Coverage decreases over time. What must be included in a Medicare supplement policy's outline of coverage? The policy's limitations and exceptions. What type of policy pays benefits to a policyholder covered under a hospital expense policy? Reimbursement. The notice of claims provision requires a policy owner to notify an insurer of a claim within a specified time. The advantage of reinstating an original life policy is the premiums are based on a younger age. Association plans that are designed to provide health benefits to their members are regulated by the state because the association plans must be fully insured by an authorized insurer. The best way to describe a short-term medical expense policy is that it's non-renewable. A fixed deferred annuity pays out a fixed amount for life starting at a future date. How does an indexed annuity differ from a fixed annuity? Indexed annuity owners may receive credited interest tied to the fluctuations of the linked index. An employer that offers a qualified retirement plan to its employees is eligible to make tax-deductible contributions to the plan. Variable life. Type of life insurance that allows the policy owner to have level premiums and to also choose from a selection of investment options. How long is the typical free look period for long-term care insurance policies? 30 days. Major medical policies typically contain a deductible and coinsurance. The Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act, COBRA, gives workers, and their families, whose employment was terminated the right to continue group health benefits. Major medical policies have a _______ day grace period. 10. Group life insurance policies are generally written as an annually renewable term. Quarterly premium payments increase the annual cost of insurance because interest to the insurer is decreases while the administrative costs are increased. What is the best description of an insurer? Any person, corporation, association, or society that writes insurance contracts. Life income is not an example of a non-forfeiture option. If both the insured and primary beneficiary are killed in the same accident and there is insufficient evidence to show who died first, policy proceeds will be paid as if the insured died last. The proceeds will be paid to the secondary, contingent, beneficiary. A term rider may be used to include coverage for children under their parents' life insurance policy. A life policy with a death benefit and cash value that can fluctuate according to the performance of its underlying investment portfolio is referred to as variable life. An example of sliding would be charging for an additional product without the applicant's consent. Sliding involves selling additional coverage to an insurance applicant who doesn't want or need it. An agent will often slide this additional coverage in without the customer's knowledge or consent. If an employee injures him/herself while not on the work premises and is covered under a group health plan, what insurance plan would be considered the primary? Per group health plan, if the employer has more than 20 employees, the group health plan generally pays first. Health insurance program that is administered by each state and funded by both the federal and state governments is called Medicaid. An accident policy would most likely pay a benefit for an off-the-job accident. A 401k plan normally provides participants salary deferral contributions. The premium schedule that results in the lowest cost to the policy owner is annual. A limited pay life policy has premium payments limited to a specified number of years.